Erling Haaland and Mateta send City top of the English Premier League. What an afternoon of football we have been served up. Brighton also victorious over Newcastle United. A 2-1 win for them as Newcastle stay 12th in the Premier League. Behind Man United, by the way. And we know how bad we are. Brighton jump up to 9th. Palace with that draw sitting 8th. Bournemouth could have been top today, but they end in 4th place. We'll see what happens after this weekend's games. But City, written off a few weeks ago now, 4 wins, in their last 5 games. Erling Haaland with 2 more goals, proving once again the best finisher the Premier League has ever witnessed. They sit top, and I do get this feeling now that City are going to start building up a sense of belief and a sense of confidence in being able to take these wins and turn them into a real title charge. I know LB and a few City fans have been on the show in recent times saying maybe not quite a title race this year, maybe not quite in the running. But for me, I disagree. I think they're there. And when you've got a robot like Haaland, when you've got a man as efficient as him, and when you've got Donnarumma at the other end, who, again, I just thought had another seamless game when needed, made the saves, commanding with all those balls into the box, good with his feet as well. I still don't. You'll get the amoebas that the first time Donnarumma makes a mistake will go, see, I told you he wasn't that good. But we're almost, 10 games into his City career? You know, what a mistake every 15 games, a mistake every 20 games? It's pretty normal for top flight goalkeepers. With those two at either end of the pitch for Man City, they have a chance. They really, really do have a chance. And, 17 goals and only 6 conceded so far this year, plus 11 goal difference. They sit top. They put a little bit more pressure on Arsenal. They kick off in 30 minutes' time. A bit more pressure on Liverpool, who play Manchester United tomorrow. Well, Tottenham could theoretically win tomorrow and end up top as well, depending upon the Arsenal and Liverpool results. And it's still very, very early in the season. But look, City were very, very good value for their money today. Absolutely good value for their money in every single which way. But again, it's Erling Haaland I have to speak about, and I can't not talk about it. 11 goals in 8 games already this season. In the Premier League alone, I'm talking. We've never witnessed anyone like him. I'm a Man United fan, and I can admit that. You've just got to do the same. I don't care if it's speaking. I'm talking finishing here. Doesn't matter if you're talking Suarez. Doesn't matter if you're talking Henry. Doesn't matter if you're talking Ruud van Nistelrooy, Wayne Rooney, Eric Cantona, Andy Cole, Ian Wright. The list goes on. Drogba, all of them. They're all world-class players. When it comes to putting that ball in the back of the net, I still believe is the hardest skill in football. It's why only, I could find you loads of players that can do stepovers and flicks and tricks and rainbow flicks. There's loads of players that can control a midfield in the Premier League. How many can score at this level on a consistent basis? It's very few and far between. Fantastic from him today. And in fairness to Everton, they gave it a good go. I feel like they're quite a strong team this year, Everton. But Man City just absolutely too much for them. They truly, truly were. Dino here says, Haaland just wins games. Simple as that. Yeah, he's out of this world. Jeremy Doku Goats here says, Terry, people say we can't score without Haaland, but the system's built to feed him. Look, will you be a week if Haaland, touching wood, it doesn't happen. If Haaland picks up a bad injury and misses 3 months of football, will City drop off most likely? But most teams would. If you have a goal scorer of that level and your system is built to feeding that individual. Yes, but it's normal. Mamouche can come in and will score some goals. I think Cherky, when fit, can help score some goals. But anybody that had a Messi, Ronaldo, R9, whenever you have a player as good and as prolific as they are, they miss a long period of time, your team isn't as good. If you looked over a period of time for any team with a top striker, when Liverpool didn't have Torres playing, weren't as good. When Suarez weren't fit, weren't as good. And this is just, people are right, but it's an obvious thing. You know what? If you stop breathing for 10 minutes, you're going to die. Great. Well, fucking thank you, Einstein. That's how I view that kind of comment. It's just not you, Jeremy. It's just mad to me. Yes, City won is what David said here. Thoroughly deserved it. Terry, can you also give Pep his flowers? This is what you and many wanted to see from Pep, rebuilding a new team. Lorenzo, a couple of game weeks ago, I had this conversation, and absolutely we'll do it again. You've got to rebuild a team that goes on to win trophies, as the other legends, managers I've pointed out have stated. But even more importantly, Lecendro, why am I calling your name wrong? Lorenzo. What's even more important, what I'm really liking from Pep, and I think 2 or 3 game weeks ago we spoke about this on the Match Reaction show, is that he's also adapting his game. Not, okay, we're going to put 2 centre backs at fullback, or we're going to move a player into the midfield slightly when we attack. I'm not talking about a kind of a personnel change. A lot of his philosophy is changing. Far more direct, more route one than I've ever seen his team play before. Removed a top class, very good with his ball at the feet, but removed the top class goalkeeper in terms of ball at his feet. And I respect that so much from Pep Guardiola. I absolutely respect it. I think he looks at what the squad is and knows that if we try to play in sort of the way he would love to be playing football, they're going to lose more games than they win. I love the fact that he's adapted on that. Already praised him for it. Absolutely happy to praise him for that again, because that's for me what top-class managers do. And he does deserve his credit there. Roberto Mancini to Forest is what Ornstein said. Who called that earlier today? Go back and watch the Match Reaction. I said Roberto Mancini. That can't be true. I feel a bit freaked out by that. It's giving me heart. Oh, fuck me. It is true. That's giving me heart palpitations. I said it earlier. I'm not trying to act like a genius, because I'm not a genius. I just said it earlier on the stream, and that's making me scared. Someone's listening to me. You ever done that before? You mention something and then it randomly pops up. The other day I did that. I said to my friend, something came up, there's a quote, and he didn't know where the quote was from. I said, you ever seen Titanic? I went, no, I've never seen the movie. About 20 minutes later, I put on the TV, and guess what film was on? The fucking Titanic. Things like that freak me out, all right? Great film, though. Love that movie. Absolutely brilliant. It's got a bit of everything in that. A bit of action, a bit of romance, a little bit of the horizontal hula, a bit of eye candy for both male and females, and anything else in between. Great movie. But yes, Roberto Mancini, perfect for Nottingham Forest, because knows when to attack, knows when to be pragmatic. And that's exactly what they need. So it's freaking me out they've gone for him, because I mentioned it earlier. I think he could be a really, really good match. A really good match for them. How are you saying City are going through a rebuild when they have been the top team or there or thereabouts for 10 years? It's not like they are in Man United's position. So do you know what specifies a great challenge? They're not in a club rebuild. There's a squad rebuild going on. There's a the squad transition, whatever phrase you want to use. The club isn't being rebuilt. The club isn't in turmoil internally, debt, bad departments here, bad culture. They just had 2 or 3 years of bad recruitment, and some players aged out, and they had to adjust the way they played. And they are trying to rebuild the squad, because Rodri isn't the player that he was, can't stay fit. KDB's gone as an example. The greatest goalkeeper in their club's history had to be moved on. They've gone for Donnarumma, but he's a different type of player. So I think there's definitely a transition period with this squad. The squad isn't as good as it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and they're having to adapt how they play. So that is certainly going on, and it's unfair. Even teams that are at the top go through those periods. Fergie went through them. I'm not going to say City shouldn't have that. They've got it. Now, had their recruitment in the last 3 years, 4 years been very, very good, maybe they wouldn't be in this circumstance, but it's also normal to have 2 or 3 windows that are bad. It just happens to all football clubs. I think on average, 50 to 60% only of signings that clubs work out. That's what all clubs for the past 30 years. So, yeah, they're definitely in some kind of squad transitional rebuild. Whatever phrase you want to use, they're in it. There's no doubt. Brighton beat Newcastle. Yes, I watched the game. I was very happy with Brighton. Very. Terry, I'm more scared of City this season because of Haaland. They have Pep, who knows how to win leagues. Haaland is keep scoring goals. And from a Liverpool fan, I get that. It makes complete and utter sense to fear Man City. Why would you not? Why would you not look at that and go, that's problematic? Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, you guys, you do remember me saying that. Yeah, that's why it's spooky. That's why it's freaking me out a little bit. I was kind of, the reason I mentioned him is because I was thinking about people saying that I think they need a pragmatist, but someone that there are some games where they don't need to be as pragmatic because they are the better team, so they can attack. And I just thought of Roberto Mancini. One, I remember how he played at City. I remember what he did with Italy, but it's the Italian element to him. You need someone that what they don't need to do, Forrest, is go for, like, I don't mean it rudely to Sean Dyche. I think they're in a position where they don't need sort of a stereotypical British kind of pragmatist. I think they need to go for someone who's a bit more cultured, managed at the highest level, because I think they're in that kind of bracket. And I think Roberto Mancini could be a very good fit. He really could be. Before I bring the panel up, because we don't have a lot of time before the big game kicks off this evening, but both Nicos look special. O'Reilly, best left back in the Premier League. I really like O'Reilly. I think he's a very, very talented player. And Nico Gonzalez, I don't think he's had a great time at City since he's been there, but I thought he was really good today. I feel like Haaland will be the best striker, not just goal scorer ever in the Premier League over Henry, uncontrollable and still growing. Look, some people will never pick him over Henry because the aesthetic element, and Henry did things with the ball at his feet that Haaland can't. But if he keeps breaking, if he stays here for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, breaks all the goal scoring records, wins another 4, 5, 6 Premier Leagues, more Champions Leagues, more FA Cups, and keeps breaking these records, scores in some finals, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets crowned it. Why would, scores 350, 400 goals in the Prem? It's going to be hard not to crown him that. I don't care. Best game of tonight was Palace Bournemouth. Oh, it's fantastic. If you didn't see it, what a game. And Mateta, he could have won it with the final kick of the game. It was an amazing football match. The fact that was on at 3 p.m., I've said it before and I'll say it again. They should put proper people in charge of the scheduling. They put some shit games on TV. Why is this one not on television? It was always going to be a brilliant game. Liam Rossigna of Strasbourg would be the perfect manager for Nottingham Forest, but I am not sure how realistic it is. I don't know enough about him. I know who Liam Rossigna is. I remember his dad was a manager as well, but I don't know how he manages to really have a say on that. Right, I'm going to bring my panelists out now. Oh, the Newcastle fans have turned up. You're below United. Even if we lose tomorrow, you're below us. I want you to let that sink in. You're below us. Do you know how bad that is? I'm only messing. Terry, what do you think of Cherky? He moves you off your seat every time. I haven't seen enough of Cherky. He hasn't played enough. So I know of him prior to City. I've got to watch him more in a City shirt. And hopefully now we get to see a little bit of that. Right, let me get my earphones on so I bring my panel out. I wonder what was in my room then. It's my dog. Right, pup. Oh, he's giving me dirty eyes. Not dirty eyes, like he's giving me a dirty look. Dirty eyes, my dog. Fucking hell. Gonna get arrested. He was chasing pigeons earlier. He was having a great time. You can't catch him. It's too big. They see him coming. All right, let me move myself to the other side. Let's bring people out. Steve is here with us. Ash is here. Kel's here. V is with us. Hamza is in the house as well. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to come to the City fans in a moment, but Steve, you all right, mate? How well are you feeling today? How well have you been?
Absolutely rubbish, to be honest. Yeah, I had to watch that. We're off.
I was watching with them.
Yeah, and again, copy and paste the Villa match reaction that I did first game of the season. You could put it for this one. I'm screaming every time something comes in the box. Shoot, 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 shoot. You can shoot there. You can shoot, and we don't shoot. We don't have any. We have nobody outside of Voltemata that can get goals. Nobody. Like, we have Bruno Guimaraes every once in a while. So now, like, guys chip in a little bit, but we're not good. Our midfield today, I thought for the most part was honestly bad. That was Tonali's one. That was one of his more poorer showings in a Newcastle shirt. Guimaraes giving away the ball too much. Joelinton was absolutely rubbish. In a game like that, he has little to no use. The thing I will give Howe some credit is that I said, give me halftime subs, and he did it. Did we look a little bit better? Maybe. Kind of. A little. But at least he tried something. But, yeah, Elanga, horrible. Gordon, horrible. Trippier was horrible. The defense overall was just, we conceded so many chances to them. Their biggest problem was Minta would get the ball in a good position. He'll make a move around Burn, but either his decision-making was awful. If they put on a different right winger for Minta earlier, I think they could have beat us by more. Welbeck was clinical with his chances. I thought, he always scores against us too, it seems like. He's got a good record against us, so... Yeah, we're rubbish, and we're not a team that's – I don't think we're a top 8 or 9 team as of right now. And I said it's the beginning of the year. I don't know why my man over here is like, I don't know what you see in us. Look, Voltemata is –
No, you're drunk. I'm sorry.
Drunk.
What are you talking
about?
Drunk. This was a game of 2 complete separate halves. We were shocking in the first half. And the second half, we were by far the better team. It wasn't even close.
I think we're a little bit better, but
it was not even close. We were far by the more superior team. You say about that we didn't have any end product. We were shooting all the time. But what was happened? Brighton was getting bodies in front of the ball, and what happened? It would come off their arm. Both their arms in a natural position.
They won everything in the air as
well.
The
biggest problem that I had was the fact that Dan Burn is taking our long throw-ins. What is going on? He's our biggest player along with Nick Voltemada, and Eddie Howe is saying, you take the long throw-ins instead of being in the box. Like, imagine saying, Dan Burn, take a corner. We are looking like a spot that we're looking at a team that we will be landing ourselves in the 6th or 7th position, because you've also got to think the players that we have out. Johan Wissa's not touched the ball. We've got Tino Livramento, who's been off, which is why Tino Livramento has been out. Lewis Hall's got a hamstring, which is why Dan Burn's playing at left back. He's not a standard left back.
We need to go to a back 3. We need to go a back 3 with Tino and Hall out. We need to go to a back 3. Throw Elanga at wing back, throw Gordon at wing back, and do 2 10s and Voltemata. We need to change something up, bro. That's my point. Because the Dan Burn at left back thing don't work. It don't. He tries hard, but it's.
I don't know. It's a difficult one because I think he's at the end of the day he's doing the right thing. Like, I think he's not playing terrible, but we're missing the end product in our game. Like we've been doing this thing all season where we're looking unbelievable, but at the same time as we're having parts in the game that we're just going by like underperforming. It's like, I don't know what's going on, why there's something that's suddenly clicking in our team's head that just suddenly gets on. Obviously, like, you've got to remember, Jacob Ramsey came back his first game that he's been back since he's been injured today as well. We have been a dejected squad. Nick Voltemada looks amazing. I will be saying that goal.
It's all around game today.
Second back heel, he's done that now.
Yeah, that back
Messi, he's going to be the next Haaland. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, this man is unbelievable. He should have scored an extra 2 goals as well. Gordon took two penalties off him. No, like in previous games, Gordon took 2 penalties off him. He would have had 2 more goals. This man is unbelievable.
Yeah, but
I don't want to talk about Haaland because he's an enigma.
I think it's a problem though that Voltemada is. For me, Voltemada, if he's injured, we're completely screwed. I don't know how we score goals because he's responsible for our build-up play and to actually finish it off. He's playing a false nine and a striker at the same time, essentially. If we need to play with a playmaker, I don't know why. Like,
yeah, I hear you there, Kel. Obviously, a big day for City. You go top, courtesy of partly Haaland, partly Crystal Palace getting that late equaliser. But you're top of the league. It's 4 wins in your last 5 games. Erling Haaland's on track to score about 45 Premier League goals, and Donnarumma is proving maybe the signing of the season so far. What's your thoughts on your team today, Kel?
Actually, we're 8 games unbeaten, just to get that straight. I don't know what you meant 4 out of 5. You must be in Premier League games, but even then, fine, good enough stat. Yeah, I'm just happy with the win today. The first half was not very fun to watch. If you want to find out.
I agree.
You and I were on the watch along. We were not having a good time on that one. He was screaming at Newcastle, and I was screaming at City. But no, I'm just happy to get the win. Everton held their shape very well. I predicted they'd come in with a low block, especially because Jack couldn't play, and he's been their best player. So, yeah, very, very, very difficult first half. But the team found a way to get through it in the second half. Phil Foden came alive in that second half. I personally thought he was the man of the match just for that second half. He created both those chances. Outstanding through ball to Nico Riley for Haaland for the first goal, and then a great pass to Savio, who I was giving a lot of crap to. I thought Savio was very poor in the first half, but once he moved to the left, he played a lot better. And Donnarumma had a pretty big save that was at a good point in the game too, because they had been gaining a lot of momentum, and for him to pull off that save just really helped keep things positive in the City. And yeah, we held on, we won the game. And Erling Haaland, man, he's coming for the Golden Boot. He's coming for Player of the Season, and he's coming for that Ballon d'Or this season. The Terminator can't be stopped.
No, he can't be. The reason I mentioned the 5 games, it's 5 games unbeaten in the Prem. I was just going with your Premier League form to put you top of the league. And, there was a lot of those conversations before the United game. Could you lose? I think that would have made like 3 games without a win or 3 defeats on the bounce or something. And yeah, it would have been 3 on the bounce because you lost to Spurs and then Brighton. But since then, it's 4 wins, 1 draw. That was away to Arsenal. And yeah, you're top now. I mean, look, Arsenal and Liverpool could put you back down to, and Spurs could put you back down to 5th place by the end of the weekend. But it's still about
at the table in October.
No, I understand that, but I think what you've done is you haven't fallen into what the narrative was, that you maybe cut adrift and a big gap too early on in the campaign, and you're there or thereabouts by a handful of points, and it's where you want to be. And I keep saying it, with Haaland doing what he's doing, with Donnarumma doing what he's doing, you're there. And V, how proud are you of your team today?
Incredibly proud. I hate international breaks. I hate going into them, and I hate coming out of them. So there was a great addition of players on the bench that gave confidence with regards to this game. And Kel's in the watch along, City fans being upset with how the first half was. I get it, but we've got options. Our manager has options to change things, and that's always positive. The match was difficult. The first half was difficult, but the entire game, when you look at what Pep managed, when you look at how the players performed, and also when you look at Haaland, like he's a little unlucky. I saw watching real time what he wanted. Obviously, he wanted that hat trick, but he wanted the perfect hat trick. He wanted the left foot goal. He got the header, and at the end, he tried to get that goal on his right foot, and Pickford made a save or whatever. But the game overall, listen, most teams are going to be defending us like this. Like it's gonna be ugly, and for us as City fans to get frustrated, like where's the creativity, where's the numerous shots? Sometimes we just won't have it, but we got to stay resilient, we got to stay persistent, because quality, especially with that Haaland, we're gonna get those chances. I think he had 14 touches to get his 2 goals, right? I don't know where it got to at the end of the game, but he is so proficient, and we need to play through him. If City fans are going to be concerned that without Haaland we're not going to score, I got confidence in my manager trying to figure this out on getting these goals. Foden, I think he steps up on the goal contribution if there is no Haaland to really focus on. I think Shirky healthy back. I think Marmoush, of course, is going to be an option. Doku unlucky. I said in the first half, Doku owed me a goal. The one that was passed over to him, I think it was Reinders that gave it to him. He should have scored that. He kicked it into Pickford. But I think we'll figure it out. I just want to be in arm's reach. This is all I want. It's Arsenal and Liverpool's league to lose. I just want to be in arm's reach when we get a little later in the season, and see how this pressure might affect those 2 clubs with the City chasing them down.
There's to lose.
Got a bad record when they're being chased.
Sorry, say that again. Who's got a bad record with being chased? Both of them, I suppose.
Liverpool and Arsenal. They've never won a title race with Man City.
No, this is true, and I think
race and it's close. City win every time.
Well, yeah, you have done in the Pep era. I mean, it's just a fact. It's undeniable and undebatable. Hamza, what did you make of Man City today? There were some moans and groans. I did see it online from City fans over the first half, but did you feel you'd always have enough to come through that game and pick up a really important 3 points?
Yeah, 100%. Because City at home, they're quite strong. Like, okay, fair enough, against Tottenham, we lost that game. But you expect Manchester City to do well against Everton, especially their best player, probably Grealish, is out. The thing is, Everton's always a tough game. First half, we were disappointed. I think City fans, we were very disappointed, I swear. No doubt. Because Everton created clear chances. Like, if I'm biased, I'll say, listen, Everton could have scored 3 goals, open chances. Beto holds clear twice. That one, I think he was onside. The other chance he missed a sitter. Then there was a chance where he had, if he crossed over, I think that is on through on goal. And I thought, and I see City not creating. We've got the most deadliest striker. And I made the criticism. I said, we have the best striker in the world. Why are we not creating? Why are we not creating for the best striker in the world? Like, if you look at that first half, City fans, even in the stadium, were disgruntled. You could hear people are upset. And I was getting messages from someone in the stadium like, what is this? What are we doing? And you know what? Big up Everton. They did very well in the first half. Second half, I said one thing. I said the same thing to you. What I'm worried about is without Haaland, we don't score. He's at the best form now at the moment. And all you just need to set him up. Look at the header against Monaco. Top header. Bangs. Today again shows that's a good cross by Nico Riley. But the header is brilliant. He headed it towards where the goalkeeper's coming.
And it was a weakness, Professor. That was a weakness of Haaland that everybody wanted to point out, and he's made it a strength.
Exactly. So that header, he and what do they say as a striker? I played as a striker. When the header comes to you, you take it back where the keeper's is coming from. Because you're likely, his speed, and I knew straight away when he headed it, I thought that's a goal. Second one, Savio created that. That's a simple assist, and that was, again, Haaland. He could have scored a hat-trick. All these frauds here who've been saying, oh, he doesn't have a fast touch. Terry, you said it. I said it. We said it. This guy is he's the greatest goal scorer in his generation. There's not many players could have played in the past era with the R9. He can. He's a goal scorer. He doesn't need a touch. I don't care about you little flick that you're looking on the side of the eye. I want that ball in the net. You fraud. You really think that I care about, what's the name? Little touches like step overs. I don't care about that. I love the tapping merchants. I love it. We got a tapping merchant that I'm scared that if he misses a game, where do we get the goals? Because our second top scorer is the own goals. And that's what I keep saying. Like, to me, all those people that criticize Haaland and they compared him with the likes of Isaac and Mateta and all that stuff. What a shame.
Gyökeres.
You said it, Terry. Goal scorer. I think Van Nistelrooy. They score goals. They're deadly goal scorer. To me, Man City today, top of the table. This is not the strong Man City side. I'm still not favored. I'm going to be humble. There's no way. If I win the league with this team, Terry, this will be the biggest. That's like Leicester win the league, I think.
Oh, God, no. You ruined all of that, and then you end up. You can't say a Leicester. You can't say a Leicester. You can't say a Leicester. Come on.
You don't have a
you
right
can't
back,
say a Leicester. You spent nearly $500 million across the last couple of windows. You can say it's a really good achievement, maybe one of Pep's best. You can't say it's Leicester.
Okay, a bit above Leicester, but I'm saying I don't have a right back. People say we're weak. People say we can't function without Rodri. People are saying, they say, Man City can't do that, Rodri. Man City don't have a right back. Ruben Diaz is done. This Nico Riley is a left back. What a joke. I get questioned. But then now Man City is top of the league. People are changing the narrative. Oh, we can't play them underdogs. We're not favourites. Liverpool expected to win the league. If it's not Liverpool, it's Arsenal. Me, I am looking.
I understand that. I understand where you're coming from. Also, what's happened to Ash? Ash, have you shrunk in the wash or something? What's happened to you? You're sitting there looking like Warwick Davis. What's going on?
I'm just... The more I just look at these stats from the game, I just get so sad, man.
Yeah, I do all game on. I do all the games on. When City went 2-0 up, I turned the sound off theirs. I started watching the other two because they were close. I was like, oh, that's over. That's done. Look, I want to thank you all for coming on the show. Love the contributions. Love the opinions on that. To the viewers, super chatters, and everybody else, thank you. We are back live after Fulham versus Arsenal. So it'd be great to see you all back here then. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you soon. Peace.